I usually try to go in opposite directions from what I just did. I'm looking to tell stories that I haven't done before. I'm also looking for stories that I get excited by, but also worried, that I'm concerned whether I can pull it off or it's something that I know well enough. I look for things that I think are going to last my interest for 3 years, which is generally how long the movies take for me to write, to put together, and then to put out. So if anything that I'm looking for in the stories is something that will hopefully be surprising to me and will consistently be surprising. I don't really see themes in independent films other than people talking about things that they know. I'm very encouraged by the independent films, especially right now, especially because I feel like they're very vast. I don't see exactly what you're seeing, that they are from the underprivileged. I think that there's as many examples of one you could show as about another. I think that they're really, right now, with the possibilities of making films for much cheaper, that people are bringing them into their own lives and showing what they know more than ever. I think that it's just part of life, I'm trying to, I definitely think that Terri is a fantasy world in one way, but I think that it very much is dealing with living moment to moment. I think that the time that it takes feels like real lifetime to me, and in real time, when you can feel the seconds go by, it's usually when you're, it connects itself to the idea of growing and getting older and dying. I think that that's just inherent in this world that I'm trying to deal with. I've been traveling from film festival to film festival for the past 11 months or so, and the filmmakers and their films that I've seen along the way could not be more encouraging or inspiring. I feel that it keeps you on your toes. You see what people can do with their bare hands and with the least amount, and you can see what people do with a lot of resources and still utilize them really well. For the most part, I feel like these festivals are doing a great job of selecting films that seem at least interesting to me. I think we're in a good moment in terms of the cinema. I think the reason that people keep on making movies about teenagers is because there's this very small window in our lives where huge things happen for the first time, and especially between those years. It's kind of like, not only are you coming of age, but you're also coming to your senses and realizing that a lot of the people that you think have answers don't have answers, and that a lot of what adults have built around you, the institutions, are really not as cracked up as what they're claiming them to be. In all my films, because I have a certain amount of money and a certain amount of time, it's very important for me to get the screenplay to a place like that's the story I want to tell. I don't really deviate from the screenplay so much. I'm in awe of actors. I think what they do when it's done well is just amazing to me, and it's kind of uncanny. It's kind of inhuman how human they can be as somebody else, and it pushes me. I feel like the limitations are only within me as a director or as a storyteller, because many actors are willing to go as far as you'd like them to go. I think that there's an interest, not just for American stories, but maybe America to tell universal stories. And there's something, when you tell a story that takes place in a small town, that can happen at least anywhere, in a small town anywhere. I mean, most of my country is filled with that, and I think most countries are filled with small towns. So it allows you to focus, and it kind of helps you try to be as precise as you're possible when you're focusing on a small story in a small town. I think that New York, showing in New York City or Los Angeles comes with its own challenges, just because there's so many different directions to go with. But the limitations of a small town can be very helpful. There's a few things that I'm very, very excited about, and I'll be happy if either one of them goes. All of them are very different than Terri, and they're very different from anything that I've done, and that's what gets me so excited about them.